Oh, like you, cause you got that something that I need. Sorry. Before we go ahead and get into this review of Those Who Remain, don't forget to give this video a like if you liked anything in it. Subscribe to the channel as well to notify when we have new videos go live. We are doing a lot of stuff about 3 times a week. We do also stream live almost every day on twitch.tv/NedleyTV. So if you want to come join the live antics, don't forget to follow that on Twitch. And in the links below, there is our Discord server as well, so you can join the paganness there as well. Now, onto the video. Good horror games are hard to come by these days. Long gone are the days of Amnesia or Outlast. Those Who Remain are billed as a psychological horror game, but fails to hit the mark on every level. Selling at $20 on Steam and developed by Camel 101 Games, this game can be further from horror and strays further from it as you go. You play as Edward, who is about to break up with his lover on the side in order to be more faithful to his wife. It is when his girlfriend is missing and your car gets stolen that you head to the nearest town of Dormont. Dealing with depression of losing your daughter and drinking yourself into oblivion, you explore the town's darkest secrets, solving puzzles as you go and finding out what happened to everyone in Dormont. To say this game tries all the horror tropes nowadays is an understatement. Everything you find in horror games now, from shadow figures in the darkness, bad puzzles, running and hiding from monsters, and darkness, is all here and done to such a poor degree that it's almost laughable how boring this game is to play. The game can be distilled into 3 simple loops: find the keys, solve the puzzle, avoid the monster for about 30 seconds, rinse and repeat. When a horror game shows you what's chasing you from the very first appearance, it takes all the wind out of the sails of the unknowing danger looming around you, and this game falls prey to that downfall pretty much instantaneously. When you play Amnesia, for example, the game tells you not to look at the monsters for gameplay reasons, and this works to build the tension of what's around every corner, even when it's fabricated by the devs. The unknowing and the dread of what could be waiting for you is actually what makes most horror games as good as they are. Outlast did more or less the same thing, only really showing you the glowing of the eyes, you kind of knowing what's there, but them acting differently in all aspects, such as the doctor when you get further into the asylum itself, or going down into the basement, even though the ending was terrible. When it comes to locating keys, this devolves into opening a series of about 30 lockers and 50 drawers in one room in hopes that you'll find it in there. If not, you'll move on to the next room and rinse and repeat. Once you locate the key, you basically go find the locked door, go inside, find the note on there, and have something spoopy happen, which basically leads into a chase sequence. The chase sequences are pretty rote at best, only basically making you run into another room in order for it to end, or running into a monster just to try to avoid it so that way you can avoid its gaze. There was about 1 to 2 chase sequences that was well done, with the environment ever changing every second to block your way to get to the end of the room while it's currently chasing you throughout the entire time, making the hairs on the back of the neck stand up. For the most part though, it's just running past a monster with a hit detection of literally my left foot, basically making these creatures non-existent. Once you get to the puzzle solving, these are also laughably bad as well, from placing lion statues on a rock, which all there are lion statues, to throwing a barrel on a pressure plate to make it raise up and then push it down with another one to make it lower. It literally takes no brain power, and the hardest thing to do is to figure out what exactly you need to be throwing at it. As you progress through the story, there is a choice mechanic in the game as well, basically saying, do you want to forgive people in this town for their transgressions of what they did, for their evil deeds of murdering somebody, or sending them back to literal hell as they're literally surrounded by fire, and they just zoom into the background and that's it. There's no seemingly consequence. The ending can change based off of what you pick, but at the end of the day, it really holds no water. The main mechanic in this game is basically to avoid the darkness. You see evil shadows with glowing blue eyes in every dark room you go into, and your job is to basically find the light switch of that room to make those things go away. So what this basically devolves into is you sidestepping into every door, hoping to find a light switch, and if there's not a light switch, there's probably a door on the other side with a light switch. So that means that your key is going to be able to get to the other side of that room to turn that light switch on, to then progress and read that note that you need to find in there. With all these mechanics in play, this game literally builds no dread or tension as seen in some of the great horror games of the past, leading this to basically be just a run around, open drawers, solve puzzle, move on to the next area. In the middle, it also tries to shoehorn the story about feeling guilty about getting into a car accident and killing someone else as well as your own daughter, but having your wife still be okay. But it's never really played up in more than a few sequences, and that's basically it for it. This game fails on literally almost every level, from its story to its mechanics to its puzzle design to its creature design, everything. The story it tells is pretty dull in one note and pretty much obvious the first time you see any sort of aspect to what's happening. The atmosphere is literally killed the moment you start sidestepping each room to find the light switches, and the puzzles are tired at best and laughably bad at worst. What Those Who Remain turns into is a series of places with puzzles to solve, keys to find, to run to the next random place in town to solve another puzzle with no real rhyme or reason as to what's occurring. You get a couple of spectral ghosts telling you to go find these things to find out why this person killed me, but at the end of the day, it holds no staying power, it holds no value. It's pretty snooze. I'm a massive fan of the horror genre, and this one misses on literally every level. I played some terrible games here on twitch.tv/NedlyTV, and not once has chat ever actively told me to stop playing a game based on how boring it was. I couldn't honestly agree more at this point. This is definitely a game that you want to stay away from. Hide from it. If you have $20 burning a hole in your pocket and you have nowhere else to spend it, and I would never say this on any other circumstances, but I would highly encourage you to spend it on a microtransaction on a game that you like better, rather than subject yourself to this quote unquote horror game. To be clear, I really don't enjoy reviewing games like this. I try to find the best in everything that we play, but the fact that there really is nothing great to say about this says a lot about the design philosophies of this horror game and how pretty one note all of these mechanics are anymore. Horror's really slipped down a terrible path, and I can't wait to find the next game that's really gonna that hits with a perfect mechanic or monster design to take this genre to a next level. And it can be done, and I believe that it will be done. This isn't it. Stay away from this. This is bad, like really bad. If you're looking to play any more games like that, don't forget to follow the channel, subscribe to the YouTube up in the top right hand corner, hit that bell to see when we post a new video every time. Leave a comment below on what you think. Tell me I'm wrong. I'm more than happy to respond and have a discussion in there. Down below is also the Discord links as well, which we talk about all sorts of games. And go ahead and follow the Twitch stream at twitch.tv/NedlyTV down here below. And I will see you guys next time with another video here very shortly. We're going to be doing more horror reviews as well, because I like playing new horror games all the time and then basically talking about it. So look forward to seeing that. Thank you guys for watching. I love you all. Bye-bye.